Hello YouTube, my name is Morgan and this is my first video. I'm really just doing this more as a way of keeping track of the decks that I have. I'm really new to tarot and oracle decks, and so I just wanted to do this quick little video to show what I have and when I got it. Starting off with the first deck that I got the Wildwood Tarot. The card that convinced me to buy this deck was the Ancestor card. It's a beautiful deck, illustrated by Will Worthington, who is quite well known. I've learned since I got this that this doesn't exactly follow Rider-Waite-Smith, and a lot of people don't recommend this as a first deck, especially if you do want to learn Rider-Waite-Smith or any of the others that are available. This kind of has its own system, and it has a way to learn the system, but I never really took the time to learn it, so I've never fully understood this deck, although I am getting better at it. This card right here, the Ancestor card, is why I bought this deck. I really like this card, and it just resonated with me for some reason. The Uffington horse also makes an appearance in this deck a couple of times, and I found on Etsy one day in 2018 this lovely bag that has the Uffington horse on it, so I just had to get it to store this deck in. So that was my first deck, the Wildwood Tarot. Jumping way ahead from 2018 to 2025, yes, it's been that long, I decided I wanted to learn Rider-Waite-Smith. So I got a deck that came with a bag on Amazon for like $8. And it's a learning deck. I edged it myself, but you can see it's already coming off some. I don't really recommend this deck. It's not that I don't recommend learning decks. I just don't recommend this one. There's a lot of terms that are used in both the upright and the reversed meanings, which is very contradictory and confusing. You can see I've kind of written keyword on each card that I think sufficiently describes the card. It does have a lot of the other stuff that I haven't taken the time to learn yet, like the decans, astrological symbols, that sort of thing. Because I was having such a hard time with this deck, I got a couple of books. The first book that I got, it's called The Tarot Architect by Lon Milo Duquette. This was a lot denser and not really what I was looking for. It's a really good book, and I'm ready to dive into it probably next year. I very much do want to read it, but I ended up getting The Ultimate Guide to Tarot, which has turned out to be a great book for learning tarot. So that's that. I decided I wanted to go ahead with a Rider-Waite-Smith clone. I'm not a big fan of the artwork on Rider-Waite-Smith, so I got the Modern Witch. However, my daughter really took to it, so she let me keep the Everything is Fine card because I love this card. But I gave her that deck because she did so well with it. The same time I had gotten the Modern Witch Tarot, I'd also gotten Enchanted Earth Oracle, which is a beautiful deck. These are the backs. It's got a silver holographic edge. It's very glossy, so pardon my ring light. But this deck is a very kind deck. I have found it to be soft, but also very informative. The artwork is just beautiful. I mean, look at them. So that is Enchanted Earth. It came out this year. Because I gave my daughter, the Modern Witch, I then needed a deck. So I got myself the Light Seers Tarot. I've seen many videos on this deck. I know it's quite popular, and I can understand why. So I edged mine. I used paint to edge it, and even though it looks good with the gold-green shift, I probably won't do paint ever again for edging a deck. But this is a really good deck. It's also kind of kind, I found, in its messages. It will definitely help you kind of find directions, find things that you need to focus on, things you need to work on. But I've really enjoyed this deck so far. I've been really happy with it. The two cards that kind of convinced me to get this against all other decks, let's see if I can find them real quick, is the Death Rebirth card and the Hanged Man card. So the Hanged Man card, just for whatever reason, reminded me of times that my youngest son and I spent outdoors together. I guess it's because the sandals she's wearing and kind of the like outdoor activity where she's hanging on the band, just kind of reminds me, here we go, just kind of reminds me of like rock climbers when they are balancing. I forget what that band is called that they balance on, but I love watching that. And then the Death Rebirth card is the other one. Here it is. So I really loved those two cards. I've come to love so many more in this deck, but those were the two that kind of convinced me to basically say yes to the deck. So the only other deck that I have left to show is another Oracle deck, and it is the Lost Oracle. I've really come to enjoy this deck. I've been using it every day for a couple of weeks now. It's already edged in black. It came that way. These are the backs. But I've really enjoyed this deck. It's good at showing you things that you need to work on that maybe you're not 100% certain you're ready to work on them. So this is probably a good contribution to shadow work. The artwork is beautiful. The messages are poignant. I've really enjoyed working with this deck so far. I love how the cards are all different colors. The Crone card is one of my favorite cards. But yeah, this has been a really good deck, and I highly recommend this one as well. So that's all I have. I have a rather lengthy wish list, as I'm sure many people do. Somnia has been really high as far as a indie wish list. A more recent indie wish list ad is the Earthbound Tarot. And then I've been thinking about mass market. I think I really want the For Hoxa next. And there's so many oracles. I don't even know where to begin with oracles. But anyway, so this is what I have so far. And thanks for stopping by to watch my video. And I hope to see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.